Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Safety Systems. When it comes to security systems, safety systems, naturally, tops in East Tennessee. And it's not just their equipment, folks. Their monitoring services are fantastic. Their emergency services, fantastic. You call them, they are there at all times, monitoring your situation. And if you get with Safety Systems and you get them to monitor your home, you may even qualify for up to 20% off your home insurance. That's a pretty good chunk. Safety Systems. All right, told you this earlier, coming up with a special overtime segment later today. Follow me on Twitter at SportsSourceTV. I'll tell you when the entire show, we post every Sunday show in its entirety at SportsSource.tv. And I'll tell you today on Twitter when we post our overtime segment as well, and that we'll be talking about Butch Jones at Media Days. What advice would we have for him, and how much is he going to get grilled down there at Media Days this week? Also, this is time for our fast finish, so let's just dive into a couple of these things. Earlier this week, we talked about Holly Warlick last Sunday on the show, so I put up a poll about the Lady Vols coach on Twitter. I asked if Tennessee's hire of Warlick at the time was the right thing to do. 39% says yes, it was the right thing to do. 30% say it was a terrible mistake to hire her. 31% say get back to me in March. All right, let's go to the next full screen. Vols in the black. I'm sure some of you saw this week. USA Today has come out with their annual numbers in terms of which SEC, which national college sports programs are making money, and Tennessee ranked 9th on their list, 9th most in the nation at $140 million in revenue. That's $12 million more than they spent, so it's been a while since we've seen them. And those numbers are cooked, but there's no question Tennessee's finances were in bad shape when Dave Hart arrived. So if you want to give Dave Hart credit for anything, and granted, the SEC network didn't hurt, but still, it has turned around from when he arrived. And if you look there, 9 of those top 15 are from the SEC. 9 of the top 15 national budgets from the SEC. And finally, the NCAA did a comparison over 4 years to see which sports were having more and less participation in high school. All right? So I'll read these out. The ones that grew the most in order. Fencing. No word if that's invisible fencing. Sorry. Fencing, volleyball, indoor track, lacrosse, soccer, water polo, cross country, skiing, baseball, outdoor track, and basketball all showed more people playing over this past year than 4 years ago. But among the sports with fewer boys taking part, swimming, football, tennis, golf, wrestling. We got about a minute and a half here, guys. There's been so much talk about football, concussions. A lot of talk about football could be going in the wrong direction moving forward. You saw a slight decline, about between 1% and 2% in terms of the number of boys playing football in high school over the last 4 years. Is that a concern?
Oh, I think it's a big concern. I mean, I think if you're a football fan, it's a concern because that's where your future UT players and your future NFL guys come from. So I think it's a concern. I don't think it's all over the health issues and the worries of concussions. I think that plays a role. I think the other part of it is it's now a year-round sport. If you got a kid playing high school football, he's committed to football year-round.
Got about a minute. You guys surprised that football's down at all?
No, I wouldn't be.
I was surprised it was only down between 1% and 2%.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I thought it would be down more. And as Bob pointed out, making it a year-round sport, I think the participation would be higher if you did play other sports along the way. And gosh, when I came up, you tried to play all of them. Now you have to focus, not just football, but it could be basketball or tennis or whatever sport it is that you pick. I don't like that, but that's just the way of the world right now if you want to get scholarships.
Josh, I'll let you finish.
Yeah, I'll say that will just play a role in the continuing, growing conversation about the health of football in the future. It's going to continue to get a lot of discussion.
Well, I know there were some high school coaches recently in the area who were talking a couple of years ago about the numbers that had dropped locally for the numbers of kids coming out to play football. So it is one to watch moving forward. Thanks to all you guys for being here. We're going to do overtime next, so that'll be online. Follow me on Twitter. I'll tell you when we post it. We'll see you right back here next Sunday at 11 o'clock. We appreciate you for doing that, for joining us. And we'll see you this fall, 10:30 on Fox 43, 11 a.m. Sundays right here. Whole weekend. Spend it with us. See you next week.
The Sports Source is brought to you by Fast Frame. Shadow boxes come with a lifetime guarantee.